Bonjour and welcome. DV82 from Plough here, and let's take a little look at the most effective ways to use vehicles whilst you are on rush. Now let's talk about using the vehicles intelligently. Not talking about using the vehicles going on a 50 and 0 kill streak. We're talking about using the vehicles effectively to help your team and to attack, because that's what rush is all about. Now you can see here I've taken the little bird to the far right hand side of the map, came right round the flank, and I'm now behind the enemy. So I've not been taken down by any stingers by just flying straight up into the air and straight at the MCOMs, because if anybody's smart enough, they will actually come in armed with a stinger and take you out right away. Helicopter's key because it can drop people off on the MCOMs right away whilst the enemy are still trying to spawn. One thing I would advise, is what I have not actually done here, is to make sure you've got the correct loadout before you actually get in the helicopter. I've actually got anti-air missiles, which have no point whatsoever on this map because there's no other air vehicles. Should have taken out the laser guided missiles, and I could have taken out that tank that I've just flown over. So all I actually have to help me are the 30mm cannons, which aren't effective against infantry anymore because they've had the damage reduced slightly on them, the splash damage, which doesn't help me because I can't actually aim and fly at the same time, so I used to just spam them and hope that people would actually die. What I'm doing here is I'm keeping behind the enemy. When you're playing rush, you usually face only one way, so you're actually facing the direction your enemy's attacking from. But for me actually going behind the enemy, I'm doing two things. One, these buildings actually provide cover, so if I'm getting locked I can actually hide behind them. And two, it's forcing the enemy to look behind them, which pulls them away from MCOM defence. So I'm actually helping the team by making my enemy start to hunt them down, and it works especially effectively if you kill somebody a couple of times. Turbo Cheesecake, you remember that name, he's going to feature here. You actually end up annoying people and they will start chasing you around. Fortunately, using the helicopters in this game is still glitched slightly because your countermeasures don't work. You usually actually get hit by a stinger before actually you can get them deployed, or even sometimes you deploy them and missiles still go through them. Ideally what you want is to have a squad mate spawn on you and then be able to repair whilst you're actually flying, or at least have quite a few members of your squad spawn on you so you can drop them off. I've got a squad member on there just now, but I don't actually have any clan members, people that I regularly play with. Yeah, I get hit right here, and you wonder why am I not firing. I'm actually just trying to get the helicopter right, stop it crashing. If I was moving my finger to the fire button, we would have flipped and died. But I'm getting aggressively chased here. I am miles behind where the enemy should be looking. We should not be focusing this way at all. I thought I'd be safe on the ground, but I'm not. So, and you can see how far away he is now, and he's chasing me. So Turbo Cheesecake, I've made Turbo Cheesecake probably run 100 metres in the wrong direction. You can see him now, he's sprinting off trying to defend the MCOMs. But you can see here, this is quite good. I've actually spawned on squad mates and they've pushed up aggressively on the left flank. This is a good actually area to attack because you've got cover because of the actual the kind of rise in the ground. And Turbo Cheesecake, who just died. Turbo Cheesecake is actually, he was playing with another Turbo person. I think it was culinary based, I'm not sure. They were actually quite good, so to take him out actually helped at this point. But we managed to get the flank on in here, and I just get taken out by a sniper as I'm about to run in and defend the MCOM. You're not really helping all the way out there, but what can you do? So I actually just jumped back in a tank, coming up the right flank, and you're going to see quite a lot of thermal view in this game, and I apologise for it. It's not great to look at whilst you're actually watching the video, but it's really useful in helping me spot the enemy, particularly on this map. If you don't actually notice them, and because I don't have a gunner, for the majority of this game. I don't have somebody calling out to me if there's anybody trying to C4 us. I don't have the same level of wits about me. Actually works out for me in a bit, as you'll be able to see, but I'm pushing up here, still far right flank. So I am spreading the focus of the enemy, and I'm also containing them. And by pushing out on a flank, it means I only have really one side to worry about. I don't have to worry about 360-degree pressure on myself to defend. I do the right thing here, and I realise that I'm not going to win that battle. There's two of those guys there with Sroz, so I just get out there. That was a good shot. He got me with the last one. Repair, then push back in again. There's no point losing a tank just out of sheer arrogance on my part. And I suppose this actually is quite arrogant to say it, but when I play on maps where there are vehicles, I effectively think to myself, these are my vehicles. You can see there the thermal imaging, and I'm able to actually see him and take him out. You could have C4 and snuck up on me on my right flank and not known. But when I play the game, I think I should be the person that's in the tank, which is incredibly egotistical, until you see some of the stupid things that other players do. Like people that take helicopters to fly up to a roof and then just abandon it. People who give tanks to the enemy. Mind-numbingly frustrating. Or even tanks that don't push up and help defend AMCOMs when you've got MCOMs when you've got them armed. But I'm in the tank now, so I'm happy. Pushing up, and I'm not pushing up too far to actually overtake the rest of my team. You can see here I've got a tank here on this flank with me. We're parallel with the MCOMs, so we're not actually allowing any of the enemy. I was about to get a shot off and he just bars me out of the way. How rude. We're not actually, so you can see the enemy here, they're trying to take me out, but because I'm actually past the location of the MCOMs, their focus is on me and not actually defusing them. That is the objective in Rush. The objective in Rush is to plant the MCOMs. It's not to massage your own ego by getting a 20-0 kill streak. That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is you use your vehicles effectively. So I bore the brunt of that attack. Back in another tank. Left flank this time. I've driven up so fast, can't fit through that hole. It won't go through. But I've pushed up on more, and I take the gamble to arm this MCOM. Now, watch how I've actually positioned this tank when you come, looks round here. Pans, you can see there's nobody can shoot me from that side while I'm arming the MCOM. You're able to use tanks defensively as well as offensively as well. You'll see some of that in the next clip that I'm talking about, but I'm essentially up here mowing at this point. You start to get people spawning on me. They managed to defuse that MCOM there. I'm having a battle with an S-Raw guy, which I'm not winning, so I'm deciding at this point, yeah, I'm just going to get out of here. This is not good for me. So I try and move around the corner where there's a bit more cover away from him. Have a wee peek around here into their spawn, see what Havoc and Kov's round here. What's this little guy sneaking away? Thinks he got me. No, I just managed to get away. Now I apologise to this guy trying to fix me. He's trying to fix me and I'm driving all over the place. I'm so sorry. There's nothing more frustrating when you're trying to fix a tank and somebody's driving away. But get a nice little kill here. And another one, just managed to get his head over there. To give credit to them, I mean, they are pushing down, they are trying to defuse, so they are playing the game well. So I decided to push in a little bit further here, as we've got A set. I'm not actually going to go fully along this road, it would be a bit stupid to do so. There's so much cover in these buildings, that's where it becomes dangerous if you're in a tank. You will waste your tank at that point and you'll have to wait 2 minutes for it to respawn, however long it takes on that server. And the tanks are crucial when you're attacking on this map. So I'm able to get what I think is a safe place, but I managed to take a hit. I jump in here just in time as that lands on me. I think that might have been a mortar. I'm not sure, I can't see anyone around, so back it off. Repair. back in, and then set off again. This time I'm going to take a slightly different tack because we've got a tank there on the left flank. I'm going to push round to the right flank. B's our only target now. I'm closer to B. I'm not going to drive along the main road there because there's just too many risks. People stick slams onto building walls. Look how strong this pillar is. It just held me for a second, then it blew up. Yeah, there's too many people that plant mines, plant slams. They can fire straws, smalls at you out windows. So pushing up here, again you'll see I'm pushing past the AIMCOM. I'm hitting the boundary at this point, so I'm actually having to come back in. But my right flank, I don't have to worry about that as much as these buildings here, where the enemy appear. They spawn just in these buildings and rush right down. It's not actually that far a distance for them to come down. So I'm trying to keep them occupied. I'm trying to be a distraction. You see already somebody's trying to take me out, so they're focusing on me, even though I'm not near the AIMCOM. Nice bit of reversing. I got away from that rocket. But I don't know what my team are actually doing at this point. We do get the objective set a couple of times, but they just randomly push past it and don't actually focus on it. I'm not on comms with anyone. If I was playing with anyone, then there'd be shouts going out saying I've got the flank covered here on the right, the tank, watch the AIMCOM, etc, etc. So I'm still harassing them as I'm coming down out of their spawn. I'm not doing an excellent job of it, but I'm still harassing them. I'm giving them something to think about. We've got it planted again. You can see all of my squad have all pushed up, but I don't know what they're doing. And unfortunately we end up losing this map. It's quite frustrating because the next round of AIMCOMs are actually quite easy to take. Once you've got that momentum, you take them quite quickly. Good dodging, but that guy there, couldn't get a shot on him at all. Eventually do, but he still gets another rocket into me. I think I managed to actually get my countermeasures deployed at that point. I suppose the good thing about me not having a gunner is it means the rest of my team can actually spawn on me. Take this guy out because I think he's actually got a clear path of sight to the AIMCOM. So if we did get anybody trying to gun an armor, he would have taken them out. I should have actually pushed further around, but I saw him. So we lost that round. So this is a round that we did win. Again, I'm on my own in the tank, attacking in the tank, and taking a bit of a novel approach to making sure that the AIMCOM is planted. A couple of guys down here in support of me in the tank, and that's one of the key things to remember is you don't just blunder in somewhere on your own in the tank. You need to make sure you get your rest of your team around you so you can work as a team, because the infantry are very, very effective whilst working in tandem with the tank. I flip the backside around, reverse it in, which means I don't take a kind of one-shot disable, and now anybody who tries to come in and disarm the AIMCOM going to get one hell of a sight. This lovely big tank just planted right here. I don't think there's anything more demoralising than somebody running around the corner and just seeing a tank sitting there. Again, I've got the thermal imaging on. I don't have a preference, the colour green. I'm not a Celtic fan, I'm not a Hibs fan, not a Sporting Lisbon fan. It's just that they are in green. It's better to actually, for me, to spot enemies with, to be perfectly honest. Zoom is very effective, but sometimes I just don't see people. Got that armed. Now, just to show you that I'm not completely narcissistic, here's how not to get up a flight of stairs. Slightly embarrassing. How I managed to get it down but not get it back up, I'll never know. At least I can get up the other stairs. When I'm going up these stairs eventually, nice bit of avoidance from somebody. One of the enemy soldiers like, I'll just run down the stairs. Whoop, no I won't. You'll see it right here. Going to third person view, it won't work. First person view won't work in third person to get up here. So here he comes, look at this. I'm going to run down the stairs. No I won't. And that was a game that we won. That was good fun, that game. Yeah. So use your tank intelligently. Thank you very much.